This meeting of the Town of Babylon Rental Board to order. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Good evening. My name is Carla Bryant. I am the Vice Chair of the Rental Board. Chairman Sal Mangano is absent this evening. With me tonight are my fellow board members. We have member Marie Iodice, member Kelly Medwick, member Mike Murray, member Patrick Nolan, and member Mark Smith. For the record, we have a quorum present.
Before we begin calling the hearing scheduled for this evening, I'd like to take a moment and explain our procedures. I will call the hearing scheduled one at a time in the order that has been published in a legal notice and listed on our agenda. Starting with case number 1, I will read the legal notice aloud. The applicant or an authorized representative will step up to the podium. The speaker must give his or her name and home address for the record. All speakers will be sworn in by myself. The applicant or the representative will be given an opportunity to present any information that they wish to present to the board. If none, we will proceed to board questions. After board questions, any interested parties will have an opportunity to speak. The applicant will be called back at the end of the hearing to respond to any questions or concerns. The public hearing will likely be closed after the applicant answers any final questions. Should there be any open issues on the application or items that need to be remedied or corrected, the hearing may be held open for a longer period in the board's discretion to allow time for the applicant to make such corrections. If you wish to speak, ladies and gentlemen, please keep it to the property issues and the property issues only. At this time, we ask you please silence your cell phones. And please note, the rental board shall have the right to rely on any information that is presented by the applicant. If any such information is later found to be inaccurate or incorrect, the rental board may determine that any approvals, rental permits, or other actions previously granted in connection with the applicant are null and void. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to start with new application number 1, 307 to 309-309 Cabada Avenue in Copiague.
Yes, that's me.
Hi, good evening. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay. Please state your name and your home address for the record.
Shakib Siddiqui, 34 Larkin Street, Huntington Station, New York, 11746.
Do you agree to the conditions of approval that was signed, notarized, and submitted with your application?
Yes.
Okay. You had an inspection back in August, passed no issues. Is there anyone from the board that would like to speak on this property?
No, thank you.
Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this property? Hearing none, do I have a motion?
Motion to approve by Mark Smith.
Seconded by?
Marie Iodice.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, you have been approved. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Have a good night. That's it.
Run.
Okay, 10 McKinley Avenue in Lindenhurst.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay. Please state your name and home address for the record.
Tammy Berrios, 80 Otis Street in West Babylon.
Do you agree to the conditions of approval that was signed, notarized, and submitted with your application?
Yes.
Okay. You have a legal two-family. You had 2 inspections. The last one was fine. Is there anyone from the board that would like to speak on this property?
No, thank
thanks.
Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this property? Hearing none, do I have a motion?
you. Motion to approve by Mark Smith.
Seconded by?
Seconded by Marie Iodice.
All in favor?
Aye.
You are approved.
Great, thank
Have
you,
a
guys.
great night.
Have a good night.
Okay, number 3, 40 Scudder Avenue in Copaig. Good evening.
Good evening.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Please state your name and home address for the record.
Christopher Ludwig, 193 West Shore Drive, Massapequa, New York, 11758.
Okay. Do you agree to the conditions of approval that was signed, notarized, and submitted with your application?
I do.
You have a legal two-family, inspection was in September, you had to correct some items and they passed. Is there anyone from the board that would like to speak on this property?
Yes, I would. Hi, how are
Hi,
you?
I'm well.
We have a couple of items that we need you to rectify before we issue the rental permit. We have some pictures that you could look at. And first thing is remove all the debris at the street.
That
And
was
it-
actually out for the garbage that was being picked up in the morning.
Okay, so it's not there any longer?
It's not there. It was
Okay,
actually,
okay.
It was actually before the garbage men came. It was straightened out for them, and then it was taken.
Okay. To remove the debris around the property. Yes. Whatever there is, loose objects or cans, if you see them, just, I guess, clean it up a little bit.
Okay.
If you could power wash the home and the gutters,
Okay.
and if you could replace the walkway on the side of the house,
Okay.
that little strip, and that's it.
Okay.
We'll give you time to do that.
All right, and then I come back to the town and,
You don't have to come back, you just send in pictures, and then you could do it ahead. We're going to give you a date, and if you do it before, we'll have somebody go out there, inspect to verify that you did it, and then we'll
Okay.
issue the permit sooner.
that's great. And how would you communicate to me?
You'll get it in the mail.
In the
but
mail, okay.
Right, but
Thank you.
hold on, we're going to get to that part.
Okay.
Okay. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this property? Okay. Hearing none, do I have a motion?
Motion to extend to December 4th to allow the homeowner to complete the items that he needs to remedy.
Seconded by?
Seconded by Mark Smith.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so this will be extended to December 4th, but like Marie stated, if it's done prior to, you can let them know.
Great.
Okay?
Thank you.
I
You're
have
welcome.
photographs if you want, and I wrote
Yeah.
on the bottom.
Yes. Number 4, 1 Midwood Road in West Babylon. Okay, 1 Midwood Road, West Babylon. Okay, we'll come back to that. 28 Karen Street in West Babylon. Good evening. If you could raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay. Please state your name and home address for the record.
I'm Omid Kitapchigil. I'm on behalf of Sinem Kara. She's my wife.
Okay.
My home address is 2 Blue Slip, Brooklyn, New York.
Okay. Do you agree to the conditions of approval that was signed, notarized, and submitted with your application?
Yes.
Okay, you had an inspection in September, it passed no issues. Is there anyone from the board that would like to speak on this property?
No, thanks.
No, thank you.
Is
Yeah,
there,
I'm sorry, I was
Okay.
Patrick Nolan. I noticed you said your home address is in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Do you have a local contact for property management?
Yes. 1100 New Highway, Farmingdale.
No, do you have a local contact, a person that can be called for issues with the property? I
Yes.
believe
That's a property management company, I think.
it is, okay, the 1100, and that's somebody that you have an agreement with?
Yeah, she's my wife. Her work address is that address.
Her work address is
Yeah.
here, so she's in the area regularly,
Yep,
and she can respond to any issues.
correct.
Is that information listed on your application?
It should be.
Okay. Can we just just give the, I think we're going to vote on this now. Just add that to your application so that we have the contact on record.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Is there anyone from the audience that would like to speak on this property? Okay, sir, if you can have a seat for a moment, we do have somebody from the audience that would like to come up. Ma'am, you can come to the podium.
Okay.
Okay, if you could just raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, if you could just state your name and
Amira Zoller,
home address.
855 Brook Street, West Babylon, New York, 11704.
Okay, great. So,
My question for 28 Karen Street is it renting out the whole property? The landlord is an absentee landlord, basically, not living on the property?
correct.
It's a rental property.
It's a rental
Not an
property.
accessory apartment.
Not an accessory
Right,
apartment?
it's in a rental property.
Okay. Any question? Anything else? No? All right, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, you can come back. Do I have a motion?
Hold off 1 second, I'm sorry. Patrick Nolan, just one more thing. It's a single-family house?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have more than one unit in the house? Is it broken up into 2 units?
No, just one unit.
Okay. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, do I have a motion?
Motion to approve by Mark Smith.
Seconded by?
Seconded by Maria Adisi.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, you are approved.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Okay, 19 Brevoort Place in Deer Park. Okay, if you raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, if you could just state for the record your name and home address.
Anthony D'Angelo, 1052 Baldwin Path, Dix Hills, New York, 11746.
Okay. You had an inspection in September. It passed, no issues. Do you agree to the conditions of approval that was signed, notarized, and submitted with your application?
I do.
Okay, very good. So it did pass its inspection. Is there anyone from the board that would like to speak on this property?
No, thank you.
Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this property? Hearing none, do I have a motion?
Motion to approve, Mark Smith.
Seconded by?
Seconded by Maria Adisi.
All in favor?
Aye.
You are approved, Anthony.
Thank you.
Have a good
I'll
night.
get the permit number in the mail, I guess?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Good night.
Okay, number 1 on the renewals. We have 410 Dixon Avenue in Copeg. Good evening. If you could please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, can you please state your name and home address for the record?
Shlomo Lavi, 1325 Great Neck Road, Copec.
Okay. Do you agree to the conditions of approval that was signed, notarized, and submitted with your renewal?
I do.
Okay. You had an inspection in August that passed with no issues. Is there anyone from the board that would like to speak on this property?
Yes, Madam Chair. Patrick Nolan, I would like to.
Okay.
How are you, Mr.? Nice to see you. Thank you for coming in. We have a couple issues with the property that we'd like you to address, and then we'll be able to approve your permit after those changes are made. We'd like you to replace the driveway and the front walkway. You'll see behind me that there's photos of the site. We're going to send you home with photos, too, of everything that you see on the screen. We'd like to remove all debris around the property, around the outside of the building. None of those items can be left out there like that. We're going to repair the gutter that's on the house. We needed a downspout from a lead. Repair the fence, please, which is down. There you are. It's being fixed to a street sign of some sort. You can make that repair. And then we'd like you to remove the unregistered vehicle that is on the property, that blue Honda. Can't have that.
I am about to put application.
Hold the microphone down just a bit.
to put application to make a big extension, so all these going to be changed.
Okay.
I mean, we're going to have a new, completely, everything.
That's wonderful. Do you plan to hold a rental permit and with a tenant going forward from here?
I'm sorry, again?
As of today, do you have a tenant living on the property?
Right.
Okay. While that's the case, you have to have a permit in good standing with the town. And in order to do so, we need you to make these 5 corrections that I've listed, and then we'll be able to send out your permit. If the tenant then vacates, or if you're doing work on the property while they're there, that's also fine. But in order to rent a single-family home or a two-family home without being there, you have to hold a permit from the town that is in good standing. And right now, the conditions are not meeting the requirements.
Yeah, but I hope it's going to be few weeks till the architect ready to put the application. And we're going to have the tenant out from the house. We cannot do the job while they're there. So, I mean, it's not making any sense to do anything there when we're going to actually change everything. So, I don't know. I don't know what to do.
We also have some complaints about the tenants.
I'm sorry, I can't
We
hear
have
you.
complaints about the tenants?
Is preparing, the architect preparing the plan.
No, we have complaints.
Not ready. We're not ready. We just start 2 weeks
No,
ago.
We received a complaint about the tenant.
Well, I'm talking to the tenant, and I hope they're going to move soon.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. When you put the sign in front of the house that said we're going to have a public hearing, it gives the public a chance to comment. You've seen some folks come down and speak to the board and then have their concerns addressed by us or by, sometimes by the landlord. In this case, we did receive a letter back from that, and I'm just, it's one paragraph. I'm going to read it to you so that you know that there are neighbors who are paying attention and don't appreciate what's happening on your property. Dear Rental Board, please take into consideration my vote for not granting a permit to this homeowner/landlord. It is currently a one-family house and yet has multiple families living in it, perhaps 3, 4, or 5 people renting different rooms, constant traffic, parties, loud music. This is very unfair to all of the homeowners and neighbors. The homeowner does not even live here and apparently does not care to maintain reasonable law and order in his own house. Sincerely, an interested homeowner nearby.
Who wrote this?
An interested homeowner nearby.
Homeowner next to the house?
No, I have no
We
idea.
don't know who wrote it. We don't know.
Someone from the
Well,
community.
I mean, I tell you the truth. I have no control. I rent this to one family. I rent this to a lady named Delcy. Her name is Delcy. I know she has many kids.
Okay.
Whatever. I mean, I'm not allowed to go in and check each one. Who are you? And I don't know. So, truly, I have no answer.
Excuse me, sir.
I have no answer.
Sir, you do have control. You're the landlord.
Exactly.
You're the landlord. You're in control. You're responsible.
To go in,
You're allowed to go in anytime you want. You're the
You're
landlord.
responsible.
as far as I know, I'm not allowed unless the tenant let me to go.
Listen to me.
But anyway, they're not going to tell me the truth.
You're responsible to make sure that your tenants are good neighbors. Do you know what that means?
I wish I can look.
No, you have no.
They are
You
not.
have to. You
They are not
don't
good
wish
tenant.
It. Don't wish it. It has to be done.
I know, okay,
Okay.
but they are
Also,
not good
sir-
tenant. Believe me, I have a lot of trouble with those people.
Okay.
I wish I can move them. I wish.
Okay, well,
but
whatever you have to do to straighten the problem out. But I'm going to ask you one other question, okay? I'm sorry, excuse me, Patrick. So we're to understand, I just want to get this straight, okay? You're going to put in a building application. When do you think you're going to put that in?
the architect working on the plans, so I don't know exactly when. Probably a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks, how I know.
Okay, so let's say a month.
Okay.
Okay, just for argument's sake, we're going to say a month. Your application to get approved and go through the town building department is going to take 3 to 5 months. Do you understand that? Okay? So in the meantime, You're renting without a permit.
Well, I'm going to try to push them out. This is the only thing I can tell you. I will, if this is not big deal, probably I can fix some of the items.
You still, right, correct the items that you have to, please, and then you get your permit, because it's going to be a while to get your building permit,
Okay.
okay? If you could please do that for us.
Putting in a building permit, making major renovations in the future is not good enough to let these items go while you want to hold a permit to rent the property in the meantime. It also sounds like you don't have a definite process or date to have these people move out. And speaking from experience, I can tell you that it's often a difficult and more lengthy process than you think it's going to be. With those things considered, we're going to give you the requirements, I can list them again for you if you'd like, that you have to correct in order to hold a rental permit for the property.
Okay. Okay.
And give them a sheet.
I will check with the architect exactly what I can do.
Yeah, I'm going to give you I'm going to give you pictures of the property that we looked at today, and I'm also going to give you a list of the requirements that you need to correct, and we need you to do that immediately, as soon as possible. When we have neighbors reach out to speak up to say that the wrong thing is happening on a property, I know it's not you performing the wrong thing, but it's still your property, and you're the one who is held responsible for what happens there. And more importantly, what happens to the other people around your property.
You're absolutely right, but it's not worth it to be owner of any rental house. I'm telling you, believe me. Some people, terrible people. I have couple more houses. I have no problems. That house, I have a lot of problems.
All right, so you just need to get it straight then. You need to take care of the problem.
We do.
No, he's going.
Okay, thank you.
You've got your conditions. Please address them.
And we'll give you some time with the extension, right?
No, we're not done.
No.
We're going to tell you the date.
Ask if there's anything.
Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this property? Okay, hearing none, do I have a motion?
Motion to extend to December 3rd, Patrick Nolan. Fourth. Motion to extend to December 4th, Patrick Nolan.
Seconded by?
Seconded by Kelly Medwick.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so you have up until December 4th to remedy these issues, okay? And if you do so ahead of time, you can contact the rental office.
I have one more question, sir. Excuse me, Madam Chair. How long have you owned this property?
Oh, like 20 years,
20 years.
plus minus.
The town, in the last 3 years or so, you've received violations from the town, a blue notice on the door.
Again, I can't hear you, I'm sorry.
You received on this property in the past, I want to say 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, you've received notices about the cleanliness.
No.
Yes,
no.
you have. You have.
Yes?
Yes, you have.
I have no idea. I know I got inspection and I got approved.
Now, let's go back 2 years ago. All I'm saying to you is you received a notice put up on your door, a blue notice.
On the door?
And one was mailed to your house. Then you had an eviction where you left everything out. Okay? Could you look up, please? Give me 1 second, please. Can you go into Daily Work? Yes, it is. All I'm saying to you is, if you do get your rental permit, getting those blue notices could jeopardize your permit. Okay? All right.
I think what my colleague is trying
Thank
to say
you.
is that whether or not you've actually physically received those notices, there have been violations put on the front door of the property that say that you as the property owner are not complying with the local rules.
Maybe the tenant took that paper and put garbage. How I know? I'm not in the house every day. I mean,
There's no perfect system. I understand that. we need more participation from you because you haven't owned the property for a short period of time. I think what my colleague was saying in the purpose of the question, how long have you owned it, is that this goes back a long ways of having your neighbors object
Okay.
to how the property's being run.
Okay, we need to end this and continue, okay? So you have been extended, and
You didn't call for opposed. Vote against it.
December, we already did it.
We did it
December 4th,
already.
We already did it. That's why the comments don't matter that you're all talking about right now, because we already closed the record.
What you said, all in favor to extend. You didn't offer anyone opposed.
oh. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Anyone opposed?
Anyone opposed?
Oppose, Mark Smith.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to extend it to December 4th.
Okay, can go.
Where are we at? So we're at renewals now?
20 Pine.
Why am I,
Number 2, page 4.
I know, thank you, sorry. 20 Pine Street Wine Dance. I got all confused, discombobulated.
Hi.
Hi, good evening. Could you please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay. Please state your name and your home address for the record.
My name is Steve Licata. My home address is 11 Valleywood Road in Smithtown.
Okay. Do you agree to the conditions of approval that was signed, notarized, and submitted with your renewal?
Yes.
You had an inspection that I assume passed in September. And is there anyone from the board that would like to speak on this property?
No, thank you.
Is there anyone from the audience that would like to speak on this property? Yes. Okay, sir, if you could please have a seat. Okay, ma'am, you can step up. If you could just raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, if you could state your name and home address.
Yes. 25 Parkway Boulevard?
No.
No.
No, I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm sorry, sir. Okay. Here, okay, so there is no one in the audience that would like to speak on this property. So hearing none, do I have a motion?
Motion to approve, Patrick Nolan.
Seconded by?
Seconded by Kelly Medwig.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, you are approved.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
good
Have a good
night.
night.
Thank
you, too.
Okay, so now we're on to 150 Archer Avenue in Copeg. Good evening, if you could please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, could you please state your name and home address for the record?
Timothy Walsh, 190 26th Street. No, yeah, 190 26th Street, Copeg, New York.
Okay, do you agree to the conditions of approval that was signed, notarized, and submitted with your renewal?
Sure.
Okay. So we had an inspection in September, and is there anyone from the board that would like to speak on this property?
Madam Chair, I would like to. Patrick Nolan.
Okay.
How are you, sir?
All right.
Thanks for coming down. We've got a couple items that we need you to correct, and then we'll be able to get your permit out to you. We'd like you to replace the driveway and the apron.
Stop.
Excuse me?
Stop.
We're-
Right there. I got tenants that haven't paid in months. There's four people in this family downstairs. They haven't paid. There's no way I can spend $15,000 on a driveway. It's not happening.
Okay.
I mean, if you want me to maybe fill a pothole, okay.
If it's not happening, you're not getting a permit.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm sorry, you said you have people living downstairs and upstairs?
it's a two-family legal by CO rental.
Okay.
Yes, it's been a rental since I bought it. It's going to stay a rental whether you approve me or not. Obviously.
And you'll just get summonses, that's all.
Well, you're gonna throw these people out into the street because, oh, I can't have a rental now?
They're not, in order for you to rent in the town of Babylon,
I'm just saying.
you need a rental permit. How long have you owned a house?
20, 25 years.
Made some good money, right?
It's paid for the house,
Okay. It's a business.
and I'm disabled. It's made me survive.
Okay, sir. In order
Yeah.
to have a rental permit in the town of Babylon, a rental property, you
I
need a
know.
permit.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a permit, what will happen, you will receive summonses until you get the permit. Your choice.
Summonses, meaning what?
You'll get fined for not
Monetary.
having a permit.
Your choice.
And you,
I'm just saying, well, when does it add up to $15,000? You know, how am I supposed to afford that? I'm on Social Security.
You own a two-family home.
I have yes,
You want-
and they're not paying downstairs, so I get,
For 20 years,
yes.
okay?
Then, I'm just saying, it's going to take a long time for me to put a driveway in,
Let's come back.
okay?
I don't mind having a back and forth with residents, landlords, homeowners. Putting your hand up and saying stop, and then telling me what's not going to happen. It's not what you've seen happen here before you came up. Is that correct?
Right.
Okay. So you're here to be part of the process, which I appreciate you being a part of.
Okay.
And I don't want to see any summonses. I don't want to see any negative things happen to you. We're not here for that.
Okay.
You know, the goal of the rental board is to maintain neighborhoods such that a home that is owner occupied is not different from the street, from curb appeal, from one that is owner occupied versus tenant occupied, rented.
Okay.
As my colleague said, you know, a two-family house for 20 years, you've got, what is that, 480 rent payments received over the course of 20 years, and you've been without a couple this year. And I understand it's
No, the past few years. I can't throw out a family of 4 with 2 dogs and cats. I can't do it.
Okay.
Maybe somebody, oh, well, it's, because they're noisy. This dog, I can't even go in the house because it's a little pit bull, but it's terrified. I can't go in there.
yeah, the sheriff-
No, they're nice people. So you leave them alone. She pays what she can. It's like $900 a I'm just saying, you have to have a heart if you're a landlord. You can't. Yeah, go ahead. I don't like this microphone.
I'm not trying to be adversarial with you. What they're trying to do is give you the guidance you need to get this
Yeah.
permit active. When you get the permit active, you can have tenants in a home. If you do not have the permit active, you will be charged with misdemeanors until at such time as the permit is granted or you get the tenant evicted.
Can I sit down?
That's the way it works.
My legs kill me.
If you do not want to do that, then fine, withdraw your application for the permit, and this will be at an end. It's your choice, it's your house. That's it.
Yeah, no, I think the point is that nobody's forcing you to be a landlord. Nobody's forcing you to be a real estate investor. Nobody's forcing you to collect the rent in the times that it has worked, and you've been able to supplement your income. No one's forced you into any of that. All that's worked very well in your favor. What we're asking you is to be the same neighbor that everyone else is expected to be. And what you're doing when you come up here and say, it's going to be a long time before I put a new driveway in, is you're saying I'm not willing to be part of the process. And what the chair asked you, hold on, what the chair asked you when you came up to start was, did you agree to abide by the terms and conditions? And you said yes, with your hand in the air. And then as soon as an issue is raised, your first response to stop me before I've got 4 things on the list, I got through number 1.
That's the biggest
Hold
one.
on. The first thing that you wanted to do was tell me what you weren't going to abide by. So I'm going to tell you what the list is of things to correct. I'm going to make a motion to extend to give you time to correct them. During that time, you can decide whatever you want to do. You don't have to own the property. You don't have to kick anybody out. You don't have to abide by the directions that we're going to give you. But there will be consequences that come after that, the same way they come for everybody else.
Okay.
All right? The rest of the list is going to, I'm going to start from the top. Replace the driveway and the apron, cut all the overgrowth, remove the unregistered vehicle, and remove the debris around the property. That is the list of things that, if you would like to maintain a rental permit issued by this board, you will correct. And if not, there'll be another process that begins that doesn't involve us, that that you'll have
The
to.
removal of the debris doesn't cost you any money.
Yeah.
Like, it should not look like
The
this.
debris is, it's
Should not look like
literally
this.
handicap ramps that I rent.
No, that should not look like this. You're not allowed outdoor storage. It's a mess
It's against the town code.
against the code. It needs to be removed and cleaned up.
If it was commercial property, it would be all right, right?
But it's not.
Yeah, it wouldn't be okay if it was commercial property either.
No.
You're not being singled out. You're a part of the process
I know.
that. Hold on. Back and forth.
Yep.
I'm listening to you.
Yep.
You are not being singled out. You're not being treated any differently than anybody that came to the podium before you or anybody that's going to come after you. The difference is that you're willing to stand there and say, I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that. Which again, I'm not here to argue what you're going to do. You're an adult. You're going to make the choice of whether to abide by the instructions or not.
Yep.
And then we move on from there. That's the end of the story.
All right.
I appreciate you coming down and hearing me out.
Thank you, Mark. Sir, I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Is there anybody living in the garage?
No,
So there's,
absolutely not.
so there's a peephole there, right?
So what?
I'm just asking you, I asked you a question.
No, I got it.
You're going about this whole
I got a
process
door at a garage
the wrong
sale,
way.
and I put it in.
Okay.
It's a good
Okay.
outside door.
Go to the next photo. We have concerns.
All right,
okay?
but nobody lives in there.
All right, so the windows have
There's no-
newspaper in there.
Huh?
The windows have newspaper so nobody can look in.
No, it's a used door. I bought it, I got it from a friend of mine. She was getting a new door.
Okay, we have to ask these questions, sir.
Yes, it's clogged. I keep my music equipment in there. I'm a
Okay.
musician. I don't want anybody looking in there, that's all.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
asking
nobody
you a
could live
question.
there. There's no room. There's squirrels in there.
I'm satisfied with your answer.
I can't
There's
get rid of this.
no. Is there electricity to the secondary structure? Is there electricity in the
There's
garage?
electricity, there's no plumbing.
No plumbing. Thank you.
There's lights. Right, yeah.
Okay. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this property? Okay, hearing none, do I have a motion?
Motion to extend to December 3rd, Patrick Nolan.
Fourth.
December 4th. I wrote down the 3rd, excuse me. Motion to extend to December 4th, Patrick Nolan.
Seconded by?
Kelly Medvig.
Excuse me, I'd like to make a motion also. Motion to deny the application?
Okay, all in favor for the,
Just take a vote.
yeah, okay. So first, we're going to do a motion to extend. All in favor to extend?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Opposed?
Opposed, Mark Smith.
Mike Murray.
Okay.
Extend. It's extend.
Extend carries.
Yeah.
So 3 voted to extend and 2 voted, 4 voted to extend and 2 voted to deny.
Motion to extend carries.
Motion to extend carries. Okay.
I have a copy of the pictures for you and a list of the requirements.
Have a good night.
Sorry for bothering you.
No bother at all.
25 Parkway Boulevard in Wyandanch. Good evening.
Good evening.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay. Could you please state your name and your home address for the record?
Yes, it's Shallon Rollins, 124 Jefferson Avenue, Wyandanch, New York.
Looks like you had an inspection in September, passed no issues. Oh, do you agree to the conditions of approval that was signed, notarized, and submitted with your renewal?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Is there anyone from the board that would like to speak on this property?
No, Madam Chair.
Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this property? This is the property, okay. Yes, ma'am, you may come up. Okay, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay. State your name
My name is Rhonda Mayhew,
and your home address.
and my home address is 21 Parkway Boulevard in Wyandanch, right next door to 25.
Okay.
Okay, now, my issue is that I have no problem with the people that's been in that house. I've been in there 32 years. And since I've been there 32 years, then I had a couple of people, coming up. But that's not the issue. The issue with that house is that they have a couple of big big trees in that yard. And the one that sits in the middle of that yard is between her house and my house. And when the winds are blowing, we never know when that tree is gonna come down. First of all, it's rotten too. And I never talked to you before. I never seen you. I've talked to the caseworker that normally come to the house to talk to the girl that stays there. Every once in a while, I'll mention the trees. But she told me they're such beautiful trees and she don't want to take them down. That's not the point. The point is that them trees are coming down one day. And I don't want them tearing my house up. I done been there too long. And they could tear their house up too. It depends on which way that wind is blowing. And since this summer, since she had those 4 kids in that yard now, one of the trees already done came down in their backyard. With one of the winds that them blew, one came down. I've taken all the trees out of my yard because, like I said, I don't want the trees falling in my yard. And that's my only complaint with it. And it's tearing up my concrete too. I just recently had my driveway done in May. I've also told her that that tree, big tree, once again, is tearing up our driveway again. And we just had that done. That's my only complaint with them.
Okay. So I would assume that you need to have a conversation with the homeowner.
I don't know.
Well, let's start with,
Chairwoman, I do have a suggestion.
Okay. Go ahead.
See,
Excuse me, ma'am. How are you? My name is Mike Murray. So I just have a couple questions for you. Are there branches from her tree hanging over your property?
and you know that's a problem too. They were all over the place. Last year, I spent $1,300 to clear my whole walkway. They put her trees back on her side. But of course, with all the rain, they're coming back again. And when the wind blows, the branches falls down. And they dent my stuff up. They dent my concrete up. They dent I got carports, my patio in the back. All them trees are tearing up my stuff. And all I asked her to do is take them trees down. That's on our side. You want to keep them on your front, that's fine, because maybe they'll fall on your house and not my house. I don't have a problem with it. But they need to come down.
Okay, so what I'm going to suggest to you, okay, this is considered a neighbor dispute, okay? If you want to go to an attorney and have him send a letter to the property owner
Okay.
that if there's any damage to your home from any of those trees,
I have pictures.
okay, I'm just saying, this is what I'm suggesting. If there's any, bless you, if there's any damage to your property from those trees, the homeowner of that property will be held liable for your damage.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. So that's all I have to do. You say,
I'm suggesting it. I'm not telling you what to do.
I know. You
I'm
said
making a
just- I know.
suggestion to you.
I know. I can just, take pictures of the damage that's being caused from her side,
As long, notify, and if you have
And-
home damage or whatever,
and let the board know, this board
no,
right here.
we have nothing to do with it.
Oh,
let's,
Or speak with the
Yeah.
with the owner and ask her to remove the tree, to work with you with this.
I'm not the owner. I know. And,
Oh, you're the
and
officer.
And I only speak
That's
to the
right.
lady
Okay.
that comes back and forth. Really, I don't know who owns that house. I spoke to the caseworker that comes back and forth, but she can't do anything either, I guess.
without giving you any legal advice, what my colleague is saying is that you can notify the owner of the property that there is the potential for some damage to your property
Okay.
from the trees that are there. And in the event that what you're suspecting may happen does happen, it will then be their responsibility to take care of making your house back to the condition that it was before it happened.
Okay.
And again, this young lady is the office manager. She
So
doesn't,
maybe she-
I'm guessing she doesn't have the authority to order tree work, but I think she could probably exchange contact info
For
with
the
you,
person.
and that you both can pursue a follow-up to have the owner of the property be a good neighbor and engage with you in a positive way.
That sounds good. That
This
sounds good.
doesn't.
I can work well.
Yeah,
No, that's
this,
no
this
problem.
doesn't sound like an adversarial thing. It doesn't. Certainly doesn't have to be. We're not going to take action based on a tree that is still upright and not doing damage, that has not done damage.
Oh, it's doing damage, definitely doing damage.
Okay, but again, that's a civil matter between neighbors. That's not going to be for us to sort out.
Okay. All right, so thank you so much. I'll go about that way then.
I appreciate it. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. Say it again. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, so we're back. So do I have a motion?
Motion to approve. Patrick Nolan.
Seconded by?
Seconded by Kelly Medwick.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so you have been approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hopefully, you guys can, yes.
Thank you very much.
Oh, wait, you're still here. You still got to be up here. Yes. 276 State Avenue, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you're still under oath. Is there anyone from the board that would like to speak on this property?
Yes, Madam Chair, I would. Patrick Nolan. Again, I'm sorry, your name?
Shallon Rollins. I'm the office manager.
Robinson is your last name?
Rollins.
Robbins.
Rollins, Raulins.
Rollins.
Got it. Raulins.
Yes.
And the company you represent is Wyandanch Homes and Property?
Yes.
Okay. And is their place of business 124 Jefferson?
That's my home address.
That's your home address?
Yes.
What is the place of business of Wyandanch Homes and Property?
819 Grand Boulevard in Deer Park.
Okay. We have a few items to address before getting your permit.
Okay.
We'd like you to remove have all the debris around the property removed,
Okay.
clean it up, repair the chain link fence.
Okay.
Again, a fence is not a required thing. You can repair or remove it, but it can't exist in the state that it is right now.
Okay, no problem.
Repair the front stoop.
Okay.
You know, concrete's coming apart. It's unsightly. It may be dangerous.
Okay.
And then cut back all the overgrowth around the property.
Okay.
You know, clean up the curb appeal some.
Yeah, that's the lawn people.
And we'll give you some time to get that done.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this property? Okay, hearing none, do I have a motion?
Motion to extend to December 4th. Patrick Nolan. May the
Seconded-
4th be with
Seconded
you.
by?
Seconded by Kelly Medwick.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? Okay, so you will be extended to the 4th of December for that.
Okay, thank you. And do we have copy pictures of
Yep.
that? Yes.
Yep. I'm going to give you that. I'll give you a copy of the, I'm just going to take this off the bottom of my sheet so that you have a list of
Oh, do I have to go back to that?
what
other one?
exactly.
That other one.
Wait. Where is it?
Midwood.
Yep. Oh, but they're still not here. Okay. I adjourn this. Okay, second call for 1 Midwood Road, West Babylon. Okay, doesn't look like they are present, so we are going, a motion to adjourn this case.
Motion to adjourn. Patrick Nolan.
Seconded by?
Seconded by Maria Iadisi.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, any opposed?
Mark Smith.
Okay. But it's going to be adjourned, correct? Okay. So we're going to wait till they vacate? Okay, we are going